Well, it is Wednesday night. And you know what I was just thinking? I cannot believe it's been a week ago tonight that I started my first Fair and Firm retreat with 8 women for 5 days, which was joyful and amazing and wonderful. So here we are. It's Wednesday night. So I wasn't with y'all last Wednesday because I was with just a small group of 8 amazing, beautiful, wonderful, tremendous, fantastic, courageous women. God, been a week ago already. So I'm going to talk tonight about something that we kind of talked about in our group. And again, for whatever reason, there we go. I'm finally able to see some comments. Yay! Hi, guys. I missed y'all too. Oh, God, what the hell? This thing wants to keep bumping me off the page. Stop it. All right, I'm just going to let go and not touch that for a minute because it's wanting to bump me off. Well, here we are. And it is good to be back. And it's good to see you guys. Very good to see you guys. And last week, while I was away and I was with those amazing women, we talked about keeping things simple. And it became apparent as we went through, just some of our conversation and some of the struggles that people face in trying to keep their weight off, trying to, work this, try to stay away from being snagged by the food addiction, that sometimes we complicate things from a little bit too much to way freaking too much. So we're going to talk about ways to keep things simple. As if that were the way it worked. Part of the reason we struggle to keep things simple is because guess what addicts like to do? Complicate things. Sometimes addicts are very addicted to chaos. And so we want to keep things all riled up, right? Because we don't want to feel, we don't want to deal. That's what the addicts do. We don't want to feel, we don't want to deal. So we keep things a little bit on the crazy and hectic side. That includes what we do with food and how to, how to keep our weight off. Because so many times we're more worried about keeping that dang weight off, or no. Let me say this differently. We're obsessed with losing weight because that's what life has been about. For some people, their entire lives, and for some people, half their lives. Very few people, that's not true. I can't even say that. Anyway, for a lot of people, the business of weight loss has taken up way too much of their time and way too much of their energy. So once people choose to have weight loss surgery, or once people have lost weight, they're so used to living that what's next on the trial list? What am I going to try next? And a lot of people are used to getting to the goal weight and then regaining. Either way, regain is a big issue, and diet is a big issue. So first of all, one thing to do with keeping it simple is to kind of let that go. Let that go. If you want to be free from your food addiction, which is very much a mental thing, right? It's not just a physiological thing, but it's an emotional thing, it's a mental thing, it's a spiritual thing, because it consumes your whole dang life. And that's a waste of time. That is a waste of precious time that you are not living fully. So part of it is getting out of that mindset, which is not the word I really had in mind there. Getting away from that mind ickiness and focusing on learning to live. But we've been so, I kind of try to do it like this. You've got blinders on, you've got a shield, and you're focused on weight loss, weight loss, weight loss, weight loss, weight loss, weight loss. and not living, not seeing what's out on this side of the earth and this side of your world or going on around you. And we miss out on our kids and our families and our jobs and our children and our spouses and all these things. I mean, we know they're there, obviously, and we spend moments with them, but a lot of it is, what do you want? What do you want? I need to look at the food channel. What do you want? What do you want? I want to look at the recipes. What do you want? What do you want? I want to be online talking about recipes. That ain't living. That ain't living. That is part of addiction. All right. So we got to learn to keep it simple. And one of the things about keeping it simple is truly just getting rid of some of the chaos. All right, let's see. I finally got some comments. Mary, I think we need to meet in person as well. All right, so hi guys. Okay, so Yvonne, thank you for filling in for me a few weeks ago. You're always a gem and you get this. You totally get this, and I just love you. Okay, so we got to keep it simple. So I want you to share with me as I go through this some of the ways you're able to keep it simple. And what I mean by that is life. Keep your life simple. How do you stay away from the blinders? How do you stay away from the blinders? But before we do that, maybe we need to talk about how to simplify working toward weight maintenance, because so many people are so freaked out and always thinking about it, always upset about this weight gain thing. So I'm going to tell you some things, and I am not an exercise physiologist. I am not a dietitian, but I'm going to repeat to you what the exercise physiologist and the bariatric nutritionist shared with the women that were at my retreat. All right. And it's a way to keep it simple. So this is not Connie, the psychologist, pretending to be an exercise physiologist or pretending to be a bariatric dietitian, but I'm sharing with you what they shared with us. And it's a dang good way to keep it simple. And one of the things that honestly always kind of baffled me is when I got into recovery, when I went to treatment, and the people there told me, Connie, don't drink, go to meetings, read the big book, and get a sponsor. Guess what I did? I didn't drink. I read the big book. I went to meetings, and I got a sponsor. And that's how I made it one day at a time into a program of recovery that is now 29 years and going strong. But by the grace of God, right? But it baffles me because you are pretty much told exactly what to do when you have weight loss surgery. And not everybody's had weight loss surgery, but even if you go to medical weight loss programs, you are told exactly what to do. So what gets in the way, I believe, is the addictive thinking and the being mired in all that and all the shame. But I'm going to give you some very simple steps. And if you do these, your weight's going to be fine. Your weight is going to level out at a place that is healthy for your body. No matter what your goal number is, or your surgeon's goal number for you, or your bariatrician's goal number for you is, I don't care about that. What I care about is you being healthy and you living life fully and you engaging in a quality of life that brings you contentment and joy. So the first thing is, I'm going to write these down. I'm going to type them as I go. If you've had weight loss surgery, remember that you are a weight, whoopsie-doo. Whoa, hello. That fell. Stay there. Ta-da. You are a weight loss. You are a surgical weight loss patient. You are a surgical weight loss patient. Now, if you're not, then this doesn't apply to you. But we're going that way. We're going that route for just a minute. Okay? Number one, keep it simple. You know what it means that you're a surgical weight loss patient? It means you don't get to eat like you're on Weight Watchers. It means you don't follow fad diets. It means you don't do keto and you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't do Atkins and you don't do. You are a surgical weight loss patient. There is no need, zero, zilch, nada, nothing. There is absolutely no reason in the world for you to ever go on a diet because you have been told how to eat. So we're going to keep it simple because if you keep it simple, there's no need for all of this confusion. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I just don't know. BS. You do know how because you've been told. So if you've forgotten, let me remind you, okay? So you are a weight loss surgery patient. That means you don't need to diet. Here is your lifestyle as far as food goes. Again, I'm not a dietitian, neither am I speaking as a dietitian. I'm repeating to you what the bariatric dietitian said to our group. And she understands addiction because she's lived in a family of addiction and recovery. So, and she's been to the meetings and she understands this. So here's what she said. All right. So 1 cup of food, right? You're supposed to eat a cup of food. You know this, right? All right. I'm finally finding some comments. All right. Lots of them. Yay. All right. 1 cup of food. Okay. Secondly, 60 grams of protein a day. 60 grams of protein a day. Track it. Track it. The more that can come from real food, the better. So every time you eat, you be eating some protein first, right? Track it. And then non-starchy veggies. All right? Here's what she said. And if you want to keep your weight at a healthy level, you will keep it simple by counting your 60 grams of protein and dig this number, people. Dig this number. 30 grams. Oops. Okay, Janet, 80 is great. Any 60 or more. Let me put it that way. 60 or more. 30 grams of net carbs. Do you hear me? 30 grams of net carbs. So it's as simple as that. So you don't have to worry about, can I eat this? Can I eat that? Can I eat this? Can I eat that? Can I eat this? Can I eat that? You can eat whatever gets you 60 grams or more of protein and keeps you at 30 net carbs or less. It's hard. I know it. I'm not even going to have that discussion. It's hard. And the next thing is exercise. The next thing is exercise. So the exercise physiologist who met with us said, let's go around the room and let's talk about benefits of exercising. Benefits of exercising. And we came up with well over 20 in about 2 minutes. There are many, many benefits of exercising that have nothing to do with your body, although obviously your body is going to benefit, but it's your mind, your body, your spirit, Everything benefits with exercise. So the people who maintain a healthy weight over a long period of time exercise regularly. She said 4 to 5 days a week. Exercise is not running after children. Exercise, I can't remember her definition, but it was great. It was engaging large groups of muscles for a sustained period of time or something. But exercise is moving your groove thing for a sustained period of time and getting a little sweat on, right? And she shared about the different kinds of exercise. And she asked, both she and the dietitian asked about people that they knew, asked people that you know who have lost weight and who are keeping it off. Those people are doing the things that they were told to do. So I didn't say easy. I said simple. So if you've had weight loss surgery, it is that simple. You don't have to worry about, can I eat that? Can I eat that? If you want to eat fruit, then you count that in your net grams of carbs. Because a banana has something like 24 grams. Now, if you're going to 30, that's about the most of your carbs for the entire day. That's not how I want to spend my carbs, right? Now, if you want to be a rebel and say, I'm eating ice cream, then you eat your ice cream. But guess what? Count the carbs. 30 grams of net carbs. Now, if you're a food addict, you probably have absolutely no business eating ice cream. If you're a food addict, the number one way to keep it simple is abstinence. I didn't say that was easy. But if you want to stay in remission from your addiction, there are certain things you're going to have to remain abstinent from. That is simple. It's not easy, but it is ding, dang, dong simple. So for a food addict who's had weight loss surgery, let me make this real specific. 1, abstinence from whatever your triggers are. For some people, that's a specific food or certain specific foods. For other people, that is all sugar and all flour. You've got to know you. But if you're a food addict, number 1, abstinence. If somebody wants to write these for me, that would be amazing. Okay? Abstinence. Number 2, 60 or more grams of protein per day. Preferably, you're going to spread this out like you're told to, right? Starting with breakfast to keep the metabolism going, right? Protein several times a day. Number 3, 30 or fewer grams of net carbs per day. Work it out. And number 4, for a food addict, well, exercise is number 4. And then if you're a food addict, work a program of recovery, whether it's a 12-step program, Smart Recovery, Celebrate Recovery, whatever you choose, but get that support. So we want to keep it simple. We want to keep it simple. I have a client, love her dearly, love her dearly, love her dearly, and she is an addict and keeps herself all worked up with this diet and that diet. What should I do? And the doctor says this, and the nutritionist says that, and you're telling me this and this and this. Keep it simple. You know you need 60 or more grams of protein if you've had weight loss surgery. You know you need that. Now, if you want to play with your total grams of net carbs, you go ahead and see where you have to stop. But the bariatric dietitian said 30 is a good goal to shoot for. And if you're not tracking it, you're going to do what addicts do, and you're going to go into the denial or the minimization or the rationalization or the blah, blah, blah. Not necessary. Keep it simple. Some people, like somebody said a little earlier, eat the same foods all the time. I do that. It's very simple. I eat the same things. I know what's in it. I know how it affects my body. I know how my body's done eating these same foods. Makes me happy, right? Now, of course, on occasion, like I'm going on a little vacation tomorrow, I'll eat some different foods, but not crazy out of the norm because I like how I feel eating the healthy foods that I eat. And my body is at a healthy weight. Could it be a little lower? Probably. But you know what? I exercise 4 to 5 days a week and I eat the same nutritious, healthy foods almost all the time. So keep it simple. If somebody offers you a cream puff, no thanks, I don't eat those. Because you know that's going to shoot you way over where you need to be. Keep it simple. I use the example a lot of times of it's like, if you're in high school and somebody doesn't drink, then everybody kind of accepts it, right? No, I don't drink. At my office where I work on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, they don't even offer me the junk food that comes in there anymore because they know I don't eat it. It's not a big deal. And once you start going, nah, I don't eat that, you find a freedom in that. You actually find a freedom in that because if it's an option, then you're kind of like, do I or don't I? If I do, I'll have the guilt. And if I do, when it's I don't do that, you're free from it. I don't do that. No, thank you. I don't do that. Not easy. I'm not saying easy. But a recovery slogan is for sure, keep it simple. So keep this simple for yourselves. And you know what happens when you do that? You see results. If you do those few things, you see results. And then guess what happens? The blinders start to melt away. And all of a sudden you're noticing there's so much to do on this side of life and so much to do on that side of life. And you've been missing out. And you're more free to do that because you feel better, your weight is more stabilized, and you don't have your head in a diet. You don't have your head in a recipe. You don't have your head in a numbers game. 2 numbers, 60 or more, 30 or less. 60 or more, 30 or less. Pretty darned simple. Pretty darn simple. And honestly, like I said a little while ago, it baffled me and baffled me beyond what I could tell you that people just didn't do what they were told. I just didn't get it. I was on fire for recovery. I wanted it, and I was willing to go to any length to get it. I hope you are on fire for getting this new kind of life and keeping it simple. I love that. Mary says, people say to me, never mind, you don't eat that. That's exactly what I'm talking about, right? Oh, good. Nancy said, I said that Sunday at a birthday party. No, thank you. I don't eat cake. It felt so empowering. Check that out. I love that you said that because so often we feel like such victims. Oh my God, I can't eat that. I just can't. And I'm so deprived and I can't eat that. I can't. And then we feel so sorry for ourselves and we get into that negative spiral, right? And when you say, no, thanks, I don't eat that, it's a choice. And choices are empowering. Yay, hooray. Good for you. Yeah. Yvonne, I love it. I look at these things, cream puffs or whatever, and imagine someone's offering me poison because, like she says, for her, sugar is poison. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant ways of keeping it simple. All right, let's see what other people say. Plenty of water. Absolutely. You're beautiful too, Yvonne. Food is fuel, not sex on a plate. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Yvonne, for writing all those things out. Get your water in right. You know, keep it simple. Plaster that all over the place and plaster those 4 things down. And just, it's like, this is my life. This is my life. I don't have to think about all these diets, and I don't have to think about, making these very complicated recipes. You can make complicated recipes if you want to, as long as they keep you. I mean, some people really like to cook. Imagine that. So if that's you, make these delicious, amazing recipes. At our retreat this weekend, we had phenomenal food. There was no sugar in it. There was no flour in it. There was protein. There was vegetables. There was cheese. And then a couple of days, we had some blueberries. It was amazing food. Everybody was satisfied. I'm sure there was some sugar craving, but people survived it, and you will too. And once it's out of your system, you quit having those cravings. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Instead of saying keep it simple, stupid, say keep it simple, smarty. Keep it simple, smarty, because smart people keep it simple. Keep it simple, sweetie. Keep it simple, smarty. Keep it simple, sugar. You lived in, no, not sugar. I was using that as a Southernism, right? We call people sugar. Bad example, sorry. But keep it simple. So think about those 4 things, post them everywhere, and we're going to keep tonight's talk very simple. Partly because I am leaving on a flight at some ungodly AM, meaning I think I have to get up at like 4:30, which does not work with my body. But I'll do it, because guess what? I'm going with my love bug, just the 2 of us, and we are going to go outside, see God's beautiful nature. We're going to Yellowstone National Park and the Grand Tetons, and just 4 days of holding hands and being in the sun and praising God and being grateful for one another and being grateful for our recovery, because without it, we wouldn't be here. And I want to tell you one more thing as I close. My therapist that I had, 29 years ago, who is the one who helped equip me with skills for healthy living. Just a beautiful, beautiful woman with whom I've kept in touch. And I go back and see her whenever I'm in, not whenever, but most of the time when I'm in Iowa. And I love her to pieces. And she was like 10 times more firm than I am. But she loved me, and I knew it. She was firm, she was fair, and she helped me. And she's become very ill. And she's been doing therapy to this day, and now she's being forced to retire because her health took a serious turn for the worse. And I told her that I was dedicating this last week's retreat to her, and she was undergoing some treatments. And she contacted me today and said that she was doing well, and she could sense a lot of positive energy coming from the retreat, and it helped her. And I am grateful to her, and I am grateful to all of you. And don't underestimate what your giving to other people does for them. So keep passing it on, and let's help each other learn to live more simply in a life of recovery, which frees us up to live fully. It's your health, it's your responsibility, this day and every day. And I will be checking in with you. Thanks for being here, guys. See you next time. Good night.